Hi everybody, Chris from MMORPG.com, and we're taking our first look at Astellia, a game that is currently in closed beta from today, the 25th, until July the 1st, and it is a new fantasy classical type MMORPG by Berenson E&A and Studio 8. Now these companies have brought us a classical MMORPG that pits the good guys versus the bad guys like any game. But the bad guy in this one was originally a good guy whose people turned against her, so she decided to become a bad guy and basically take revenge on the people who betrayed her. So that's a cool aspect of it. The bad guys are basically demons who have come through to our realm, and you're fighting to stop the demons from basically destroying the world. And at this point in the game, at the beginning where I am, they're actually kidnapping children, most likely for nefarious purposes. I haven't gotten more than 2 hours into the game so far, but this is just a first looks video, so that's what we're taking a look at. And where do we start other than the beginning? So the first thing you do when you load up the game, you have to go through the character creation screen, of course, right? So we take a look at our classes. We've got the warrior, a mage, a scholar, an assassin, and an archer. I picked the archer class because I always love playing archers when I first pick up a new game that has that type of a class. You know, I got a Legolas characteristic I have to achieve when I play these games. So you go through the character creation and you can change all sorts of things: the hair, the face, the shape of the face. You can change leg sizes, arm sizes, everything down to chest hair for the men characters. So that's pretty fun in itself to play with for a little bit, and you'll have lots of fun playing with it for all your characters. Now, as far as closed beta is concerned, the 5 classes are gender locked at this point, but those genders are supposed to be unlocked closer towards launch, with warrior and assassin, I believe, are supposed to be unlocked hopefully by launch, and the rest of them will be coming after launch, with some codes that'll, not codes, but some tokens that'll come out allowing you to do a free swap afterwards if you didn't want a female character in the first place or a male character in the first place for the other classes. So that's pretty cool, the company. They're looking forward. They want to make sure all their animations and stuff were done. So I get that. Once you've created your characters, you'll go right into the server, which right now we have Adia and Braga. Me and a lot of the other people from MMORPG are currently on the first of the 2, and we're having some fun with it. Not all of us are liking it, but most of us are, I think, at this point. The first thing you do once you get into the game is you go through a brief tutorial which teaches you how to play the game, how to get the movements down, and everything like that. Now, if you're like me, you like a certain way of moving around the game, so the first thing I had to do was go through and take a look at the hotkeys, because in this game they have A and D set up as the left move, right move, but they didn't have it as left turn, right turn. So I had to swap out Q and E, which was their left turn, right turn, with A and D to make those more characteristic of other RPGs that I've played, like Lord of the Rings Online, Star Trek Online, etc. So once I did that, the game felt really good as far as movement's concerned. The combat isn't too bad, where you simply equip your weapons and your armor, and you go around, you target the enemy with your mouse or with the tab button, and for the closest enemy, and then you push your buttons like you normally would to start your attack. Some attacks have longer cooldowns than others, so you have the quick attacks, you have the heavy attacks, so those will all vary from right now a couple seconds up to 15 seconds. I think I've seen the highest at for the archer class. So you definitely want to plan for that when you're starting your battles. But other than that, you interact with the world. There are things in the world like hidden chests that you can pick up for an achievement. There are things like trees that you can chop down. There are pots you can smash. All these kinds of things that help you find loot for in the game, just in different areas of the map. I'll say one thing about this game: the animation scenes are very, very good, and to me, the facial features when characters are afraid or surprised or anything like that, they are very, very good. I've played a lot of MMORPGs and a lot of regular RPGs as well, or just any type of game that has 3D motion action, things like that. And not a lot of them can capture human emotion correctly, but this one seems to have hit pretty well as far as this reviewer is concerned. And I love that aspect a whole lot. It gives it that something extra for the game, and it makes you feel like it's really happening, it's not fake. But you know, it's obviously a video game, so they can only do so much, right? But it's a very good feature in my opinion. And the rest of the features, I mean, you get movement on your character, like the clothing, some of the characters' body parts will move certain ways if you're jumping or running or anything like that. You'll see what I mean when you play the game for yourself. You'll see it in the video as well, I'm sure. Now, this game is by no means a new type of MMORPG. It's a classical RPG, and you have all your classic combat mechanics and everything else like that. Your items, you pick them up, you use them. You go to weapons vendors and everything like that. You buy, you sell. Everything's the same as any other MMORPG. The one thing I like about this that is different, though, is the Astellas. You can collect these Astellas. They're basically summon characters like Final Fantasy type games where you can use them in battle. Each of them has their own special skills that they can use. You can activate them by using the F keys. You can only have 2 out at a time, so pick the ones you want carefully. And from the looks of it, the board looked like there was 20 or 30 of them total, so you'll obviously pick these up as you play the game. So far where I'm at in the game, I have 3, so that's not bad for a start. There are some people who have rushed through the game and not read story, as I'm sure most people would think there are going to be those kind of people that are out there. I personally have been trying to read the scripting that's in the game because I like to get involved in the lore, but some people are already like level 39 or something running through dungeons and everything. So take the game at your own pace by all means, but don't criticize the game until you've played it enough to get the story in. And if you play the game for 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours, and you're having issues with the story, but you're not even reading the story, then you really should just slow down, read the story, and see where it's going. See how it fits in with your character and what the overall feel of the game land is. Overall, you know, everybody has their own opinions, and you can only do what you can do. We've got 7-ish days to play this game, to see what it's all about before it closes down, for them to continue working on bugs and other fixes that they need to make before the game goes live, and any other closed betas they're going to do, any other open betas they're going to do down the road. And we just got to take it with a grain of salt. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, this is pretty polished for a game that's in closed beta, and it, to me, looks like it's a game that could be potentially launchable, but other people have different opinions on this. So, you know, everybody's going to say what they want to say, but in my personal opinion, and that's all this is right now, is my first looks at the game, it's a great game. Take it with a grain of salt, like I said, but have fun with it, and I'll leave you guys with that, and enjoy the rest of this short video that's still playing here in front of you. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. This is Chris from MMORPG.com. We'll see you later, programs.